Oh, mm.
You alright?
What's going on? How long have we been here?
About 4 weeks.
Okay. And?
And it's just still
Soon?
soon.
Refresh?
Refresh. Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. Here with your host, GBHL Damian.
And GBHL Tom.
And we are here with episode 47 of
The Palantir.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes. We're back.
We are finally back.
Properly back. After a month, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's good job we told them about that.
Yeah. I think we've been very good before this.
Yeah.
Whenever we're going to miss one, saying we're going to miss one next week.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I think it's weird how, like, you miss a week, and it's like a week, and then you miss 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and that's 2 weeks. And you miss 3 weeks, it's like, okay, so that's 3 weeks. But then it's a month.
Yeah.
It's not 4 weeks, and,
No.
and like, a month is a week longer than 3 weeks. It's crazy. It's literally mad, you know? So, yeah, we're sorry.
We are sorry. It's been sad.
Yeah, the first week was a mistake, unavoidable. The second week, the guys did it and did a very good job, except
We'll
on
talk
the
about
trivia section.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
The third week, and I think we need to deal with this.
Okay.
We didn't get drunk, James. We've been slandered, but the reason we didn't do it last week was we got drunk for my birthday, and we didn't. The reason we didn't do it last week was we were meant to do it on the
Yes,
Tuesday.
we were.
We were, well, I thought, and we were
Yeah.
booked in on the Tuesday.
We were booked in on the Tuesday.
And it was all a lie.
I was a decoy.
Yeah, between yourself and Emma,
Mm-hmm.
and I got taken off with one of my mates to a gig for my birthday.
Surprise date gig.
Yeah, surprise date with
Met
a guy.
under the Waterloo clock.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I met under the
What's the film called?
Oh, Man Up with Simon Pegg.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, met under the Waterloo clock, and I felt like I was on a date. I genuinely did. I was a bit nervous.
Mhm.
I was a bit genuinely nervous. I'm going, what if I don't like him? And I was going, hang on, you're married. Probably can't go anywhere. But so
I
that's...
like how your body language. I was generally nervous.
Yeah.
And do cross that off.
Because also, if you see it in romantic films, you're always
Mhm.
standing there and just a few people passing by. If you meet anyone under the Waterloo clock at 7 o'clock, everyone is around you staring at the board. They're all going, like that, and you're in the middle facing away from them going, you alright? We don't know. So that's why we couldn't do it last week.
Well, we did. We then thought we might squeeze it in after your.
Yeah, then on the Wednesday we
meal.
went out for my birthday meal and got drunk. Don't drink, kids.
Yeah.
But we were never meant to record that day.
Yeah, we were hoping we could record when we got back, but
I think I wanted to.
it was
didn't
more.
I?
Yeah, you did want to, but you were in no fit state to record. I think that we may have been fit enough to do a sketch.
Yeah, and what a sketch.
But it would have been hilarious at the time, but not. You'd have to do some heavy editing.
Indeed.
It's more that we got back at like 1:45, and as much as we love to create content for you guys, we are not filming at 1:45.
Oh,
That's why we're starting filming today at
1:45.
2 minutes to 11.
2 minutes to 11. Good. So we're back in the saddle, as it were. The saddle being a sofa, and recording at the same ludicrous times. And I'm sure we have lots to catch up on. So we
Yeah.
hope you've missed us.
Yeah, saddle could have been a good segue to the trivia section, but let's not jump around just yet.
Or we've missed it anyway.
So yeah, tea toast.
Yeah.
Because I'm thirsty and I've already had a couple of rogue sips. We've
Well,
got
hang on.
multi-mug.
Yeah. Shall I go with you?
We'll go 4 mug,
All right.
because we can do a whole big Palantir mug.
So I've got just this generic black cup. And inverted England.
Inverted England.
Hey.
I've got It's a Cave Troll and
Yeah.
Don's mug, and then me and you as you, because it's in my left hand.
Oh, that should be.
No, it's me.
Yeah.
I can't even tell
You
who
can
it is.
tell because right in front of your face is a picture of
I was
me.
I was looking at you and being like, it's you.
So, oh no, wait, they're on the other side. And what I have, wait for it.
Wait.
Look at that. New mug.
New mug.
New mug.
Birthday
Mug
mug.
review. Jamie asked especially for a mug review. So yeah, this is a birthday mug that I got for my birthday.
Would you like to mug review it?
It's pretty good. See, what it is it's Mordor, but in the Jurassic Park logo. Do you see? Combining my favourite things.
Yeah. Yeah.
A present from a student.
It's very good. I like the little hobbits at the bottom.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Apparently this is from a website where you can...
Get anything in Jurassic Park.
No, artists send in work and they put it on mugs and people buy it. So it's not like a company making the mugs, making the designs.
Okay.
It's a new mug.
Nice.
For a already overflowing mug cupboard.
Yeah, I had to catch
Muggered.
the mug the other night that fell out of your cupboard. It's so full. It was an outstanding catch.
So, just wondering, as it was my birthday,
Yeah.
if you brought
You're getting old now.
anything, if you brought anything to go with our tea?
I'll say that. Did I bring any? No. Freddo? Is that what you're after?
No,
I've not brought a Freddo.
Anything birthday related? Thought we could have my tea.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Didn't bring a cake or anything.
No. Why would I bring a cake?
It's my birthday, Tom.
Yeah, but you don't need any more cake.
Well, it's fun. All right. Well, I know you're an awful human being, so thankfully, in the saddest story in the world ever, I did bring my own cake.
You needed your fix of cake.
Yeah. And of course, it's a spectacular cake. So oh god, the plate's on fire.
Please don't burn anything. Should we move that? Move the flammable things.
Oh, it's gone out. Sing,
yeah, that's
damn it.
safe. Sing. Home is behind.
To you.
To you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh god, it's gone out again. Keep going.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dr. Grant.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you. Hey.
Hooray!
Very good.
I am 8, but this kind of fell apart down the middle and one of them got turned around.
That is some strong technique.
Any fireworks or anything for me?
Oh,
No.
hello.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's good. Ain't no party like a mid-30s party. And there we go. There's your cake, sir. Yeah. It's just a party popping.
Yeah, I know, but
There you go, enjoy.
thank you.
That's alright.
It's good cake.
Yeah, classic bring in your own cake technique if you... Oh my god, look at that. It's
It's hung on my
not
wall.
really going to... Should we?
Yeah, we can show them. Dave Fredericks is going to have a
Look at
upset
that.
moment.
Oh no, look, we're breaking the 4th wall. Look at that go. Hanging off the light. Amazing stuff.
Lily's parents house used to have a tradition in their old house.
The house had a tradition.
No, well, at Christmas they did the party poppers at the table at Christmas, and they left the party poppers on the light for the rest of the year.
It's good. I
Until
like
they
it.
fell off.
Yeah. I like it.
So you should leave that for.
There you go, thanks.
Till you're 34.
Yeah. Thanks for my birthday party.
You're welcome. Yeah, I did get you a card.
You did give me a
It was
card.
a strong
Had bears
card.
on it. Happy
It was a
birthday.
It was
With bare
puntastic.
hands, It was fantastic.
Puntastic card.
All in honour of...
Like you
Oh,
said.
there it is. Focus.
Look at that.
Roar.
Like, that should just be.
We should
this as
leave it
the
there for the
yeah.
episode, like the sneaky eagle wing last time.
But yeah, you said what did you say? Out of all of you'd have had to be a selection of about 20 people who were at East Grinstead tournament to understand.
Yeah,
the
20
card.
people in the country understood the joke.
Well, if you watch Damian's delightful hobby vlog,
Is it?
the journey vlog,
Thanks.
we don't do delightful hobby vlogs.
No.
Yes. Sorry, we are wittering, but
It's alright, we haven't witted in a month.
No.
I love it.
Damon is a fine old age of 33, but not segue onto last week's sketch. Not what did James put you down as? 1888.
1882.
1882.
You got the number wrong. I don't know if it... The thing is now, if you say it, he'll say it was an incredibly clever joke that I'm old.
Yeah.
I reckon he just mistyped the 8. 1882. 133. Unacceptable. With this hair, no. This is lush, mate.
So yeah, lots of you had comments about last week's sketch, so I thought that there were enough. We only talk about it when there are enough comments, so there were enough comments this time. So, a couple of you, I think a couple of the Scots were quite happy that they got mentioned. I can't remember, did James mention something about Sterling?
Probably in
the
tournaments
sketch.
or something, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't think it was in Sterling. Yeah, I don't think it was in the sketch, was it?
Something, yeah. Maybe I didn't watch it back, so my preparation for this has been poor. But yeah, Chris Murphy was very pleased that he kind of sort of made it into a sketch.
I'm probably pleased the bigger it got slaughtered, wasn't it?
Dunwood. Yeah, probably. Hadn't thought of it that way.
Oh, was it the comments? There were pictures of comments from people saying there's no
is that what it
Palantir.
is?
Because Dr. Dan
yeah.
said
yeah,
something
you've
about
got it.
Tarriel, didn't he? And
Yes, clever, good
Mm.
memory.
It's 33 years of memory. Right?
Yeah, Rich Clammer said he's sure there was a more diplomatic way for James to be on the Palantir every week. Probably true.
What it took.
Lots of other nice comments about the sketch. Was there another one? Oh yeah, Michael Boyan said, hopefully someone will find a way to bring Damian back to life. I've watched a movie when scientists did that with extinct dinosaurs.
That sounds good.
Not sure if that went very well.
Yeah, I've to watch that.
Yeah.
That's some geology thing.
Yeah.
Right up your street, that is.
Yeah. Trivia question for you.
Oh, good.
What's marble?
I think marble is a metamorphic rock
Yeah.
that becomes limestone. No, that came from limestone. It's once limestone has metamorphosized
Look at this guy.
into it becomes marble.
Yeah.
This
This guy's just a genius. This is the kind of stuff we talk about at Damian's curry.
Right. Smash
Birthday
it.
curry.
I was lucky that the correct answer when Tom was testing me. This is what happens when you invite Tom out for a social night. He tests you on rocks.
No, in my fairness, I did a classic segue from a marble cake to a marble-based trivia question. It's like we're doing the Palantir, but in
Still
real
not
life.
selling yourself as a date. And, I was really lucky that the correct answer was limestone because I believe after that I was completely out of rocks.
Yeah. All out.
And what was Emma saying? What type of rock was it? And Emma was saying it was insidious.
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 Instead of igneous.
And someone was saying it was deciduous rock.
Deciduous rock.
Evergreen.
Good. So yeah, and lots of people commented on the wife swap or channel swap, or show swap. David Whittaker kept it simple and just said "crazy Northerners!" !
No, what I do.
Ian Marley said, nice to mix it up. I could see James and Jamie in the format. More of that would be great. So yeah, we should ship off Palantir duties to them more often.
Have another month off.
Yeah, though they did say that we should do he did say that we should do Speak Friend and Question.
We did it.
Again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. David Reed. Nice to see GBHL Norse take on the Palantir, but with all the usual features. Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Clever.
The oh yes was late.
Yes, it was
They
late.
choked on the oh yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Rich Clammer, how refreshing to see you two host and you're both in t-shirts. Fantastic stuff. You are not in a t-shirt. Avatar of Odin. Only when you were halfway through the trivia section, 15 to 20 minutes into the video, did I realise that it wasn't just a very elaborate sketch, but an actual Palantir with you guys. I enjoyed that.
Oh, that's good.
And Al Wood has decided to say that now Damian and Tom are done away with, I have to say I prefer James and Jamie as hosts anyway, as D&T were just too intelligent.
Oh, I like it.
Let me see what I did there.
Oh, is it a compliment to anyone?
Yeah,
Is it a
he
double
just,
insult?
well, it's more so that he can get his fantastic joke in, which he said, did I just mug off every GBHL post there. So very good Al.
Good stuff.
Cool. Trivia
I thought they did a very good job.
Yes, they did.
I mean,
Sorry,
I don't know how they got in here. And they were filming. No, didn't see that.
And the dinosaur behind was uncanny. Oh my
God, where's Tifa? Where is she?
In the bag of potatoes somewhere. James probably did.
She's there, she's under that box.
Why is she under a box?
Here you go, come on. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Good girl. There we go.
No, I've not got the Goblin King there. Yeah, it was really good. And an interesting topical topic. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Well, it was kind of topical at the time.
Well, they covered that though. Future.
Yeah, we don't
agree
need
with
to-
everything.
Don't need to talk about that again.
No.
So yeah, that was really good. But yeah, someone said that they ruined the was it tea toast with a musical jingle? There was one of them where they were like tea toast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
The jingle is reserved exclusively for the trivia section.
And for the musical section, which we
Which it seemed to be Jamie's favourite bit, doing the trivia section. I think that's what he was looking forward to, saying trivia section. He seemed very excited about it.
They didn't mention Jurassic Park enough time.
Oh God!
So,
everything we're about to say for the next. Is
You're out of
our
practice.
own opinions. It doesn't represent the views of the Great British Hobbit League, or indeed the GBHL podcast, or indeed any other full body or organisation such as Games Workshop's Human Resources Department.
Nice. So yeah, trivia or trivia, as I've put it on my cheat sheet. James and Jamie, you asked far too many trivia
You don't get it,
questions.
guys. You can't ask seven.
Between them, yeah,
You can't ask
seven
seven
answers.
trivia questions. You drunks.
How much comment reviewing do I have to do?
Oh yeah, I had to watch. Awful.
Anyway, trivia section. So James's question was,
Long.
let's go. What I've done is I've awarded people the chance to buy a Frodo, if they've got his original question, which is basically who were the two horses gifted by Aemir to the three hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mainly Aragorn and Legolas, because Gimli can't deal with one. When they met in Rohan. And the answer is, he asked if we could get it.
I got it. Well, I answered.
You
I
did.
Right. It's Arod and Hasu. I think Hasu Feld or Hasu
Yeah, that's
Fell.
correct. Yeah.
Feld.
Yeah.
Is it indeed?
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
yeah, there you go. And yeah, we both knew those.
I win a chance to get Frodo.
Very good. Lots of people had an attempt at getting it right, but couldn't understand Carl Urban. And were wrong.
Oh, that's a bit. Sorry? Sorry, Carl? Oh, he's giving us horses. Thanks, Carl.
I did.
It means bring those horses over here in Rohan.
So 2 people misheard him and went for Errol instead of Arod, which is an owl from Harry Potter.
Or any number of people called Errol.
Yeah, but it's also an owl from Harry
Yep.
Potter. Yeah. And some genius from Janalistar, or I can't remember, but I think he said it's not GN Alistair, it's... I can't remember.
Nalistar. It's probably Nalistar, isn't it?
Nalistar. He
Nasha.
went for Hasselhoff. Good work. Good work. Well, he didn't. He knew the answer, but that was his.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah. So, getting the Freddo are J22, Pascal Vibber, David Whittaker, Tai Matsushita, Gnalistar, however you pronounce it, tell us it below, Andrew McCulloch, Michael Boyan, Dan Wood, Dave Egan, and Avatar of Odin.
Hey, mate.
And us two, yeah. You all get the chance to get yourself a Freddo.
That came up.
Yeah. All get the chance to get... you say it better than me.
You win the chance to buy yourself a Frodo.
Okay, there you go. Very good. The bonus stuff, which I've not recorded, if you got this, you'll know if you got this.
Oh, what name?
No one
18
got all
horses?
3. Yeah, no one got all 3.
I only knew one of them.
I knew 2.
I knew Theoden's was Snowman.
Yeah, Théoden's a snowman. There was AMR's, which I know is Firefoot, because they're all ones you can get in the Lord of the Rings card game. But I don't know Eowyn's. I didn't know Eowyn's. One person got it, I think it was David Whittaker. It's Windfuller.
Windfella.
Windfuller. Wind as in
Like
wind.
a farty man.
Yeah, wind, and then Fola, F-O-L-A.
Well
Very
done,
good.
David.
Yeah.
Win the chance of, I don't know, buy yourself 8 Frodos. I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we
8
went our
Frodos.
rules.
The other thing, some people said Brago, who was Aragorn's horse
Nah.
later on, but that wasn't the one given, so...
He's the one he sets free
Yeah,
in the extended edition.
exactly. So you may have heard the question or just got it wrong. 1 or 2. So yeah, and then Jamie's question was something along the lines of
what's the name of the raven that they sent to Dane? Was the one question.
And then whose card?
And then whose card?
Was like the bonus one. But most people who got this got both in one.
It was a kind of... They were saying that they thought it was really hard, wasn't it? And I don't know, like, I thought that was relatively easy, particularly with the 2 questions.
I guess it depends. It's not easy if you've not... Obviously, if you're not... What you have to have read The Hobbit, right? If you just
I think
watched
most of them have read The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Drunks.
Yeah, but...
Maybe.
Never know.
Yeah, it's Rock or Rock.
Rowak.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm
And
afraid.
the old BBC
There's
radio
some umlaut.
annotation said Rock, son of cock. It makes sense that they're lying, doesn't it?
Yeah. Quite a lot of you got this Raven-based trivia question correct. You are Mr. Snobler, Andreas the Norwegian Viking, Tom Turtle, Johan Galdies, David Whittaker, double Freddo for you,
Whee!
Janalistar, double Freddo for you, Acton 39, Modelling Master Ian Spill, Dan Wood, double Freddo for you, Chris Murphy, Dave Egan, did I read you last time? But you're double Freddoed. Yeah, I did read you last time. And Avatar Vodin, who's also double Freddoed. So all the double Freddos in the world. It was not worth a double Freddo.
No, I mean, this is the thing, like, you're just handing out Freddos left, right and centre, guys.
I'm sure we don't have that many double... I think that's a record for number of double Freddos.
It's reckless trivia.
We're going to bring it right back this week with no double Freddos.
Yeah. Who is Bilbo? You missed us.
So yeah, congratulations if you got both of those right. You all have the chance to get yourself bonus Freddos.
Any number of Freddos.
Yeah, all the Freddos.
Someone said they would have been buying caramel Freddos.
That's David Reed. It's the dodgy Scots, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just can't control them, can you?
You can also get you know what an elf is? The elves. They're like Freddos but with popping candy in them.
Not a big fan of popping candy.
Sorry, it was on the cake, wasn't it? The other cake you didn't get me. Not that cake.
Oh,
The real cake.
the cake you didn't get me. Yeah. So I guess you can get caramel Freddos. I don't.
Brutally honest, you can go and buy yourself a bar of dairy milk because there's not a lot we can do.
No, there's not.
I'd just rather you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Not really in the spirit.
That's the trivia from last week.
Yep.
We have trivia for this week.
We do.
Don't we?
They're linked because Tom can't come up with original trivia questions.
Did we do the tea toast? We kind of said we'd do it and then we never did it.
I don't think so. We just
We're
didn't
well
like
out
it.
of practice.
Yeah, people have been kicking off about it. You know what? This is like the time we missed the trivia.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go back and do the tea toast
Yeah,
and forget
forget
to
the
ask the
trivia.
trivia question.
So let's
it,
do the tea toast.
Still got some tea left.
You could do some elaborate editing.
No,
and-
no. The tea toast went
to Emma O'Byrne.
Hey, it's Emma. I think they gave it to Emma.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they gave it to him.
We shouldn't be clinking to Emma then, should we?
Why?
We clink to the next one, don't we?
Yeah.
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 Who knows?
It's going terribly.
It's been confusing because we didn't do that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Emma had it, so she's passing it on.
She has indeed passed it on, and she's passing it on to Sam Jeffrey.
Hey.
That's Sam. My Sam.
Nice.
As she said. So Sam, you sometimes watch, I believe. You better watch. I'm going to send you a message and say watch it. I did that with you know when he won the Grimhammers.
Yeah.
I sent him a message going, you might want to watch this video. And he went, alright, I'll give it a look. And he was watching it for like 15 minutes going, oh, this is all interesting, but I'm not sure why he sent it to me. And I went, oh! So yeah, Sam, the tea toast is with you. Don't forget to pass it on next week.
Yes, but he was the lucky winner of the
Indeed.
Grimhammers and Throw in our SBG thing, which
But not content with just telling you that she was passing it on, I think Emma wanted to jump on the bandwagon so much. So I'm going to prepare a little message herself.
Ooh.
So can we play that VT now, please?
Good evening and welcome. Today we're going to be learning how to make a cup of tea. First, you'll need to decide how many people you're making tea for. We have a wide selection of teapots. I'm going to be making tea for one, so I'm going to choose this one. Next, you'll need to choose a cup. Choices, choices. This one. This one will be perfect. Pop that there. And finally, you need to get yourself a tea bag. It's not going to go in the mug, oh no. We're just going to pop it in the pot. There we go. And then if we head over to the stove, you'll see my water is bubbling away nicely, ready for my brew. And we're just going to take that off the heat and pour it in the pot. Here we go. Perfect. We're going to pop the lid on there and leave it for a little brew. We need to leave that for 3 minutes. Now we all know there's a lot we can do in 3 minutes, but I'm going to do a little bit of light reading. And done. Finally, the last thing we need is some milk. I'll get that from the larder. Room temperature. Just a splash. And pop that back on, back in the larder, and that will keep for another 2 to 3 weeks. Finally, we're ready to pour. Give it a little stir. And this one's for you, Samuel Jeffrey.
Very nice message there.
So there we go, a little message from Emma O'Byrne about tea. So
Very good. Yeah. To the trivia for this week. Do you have a question, Damian?
I do have a question.
Good. What is your question?
My question is, across the 3, thank you, Hobbit source books, how many hero profiles are there total?
So it's not different heroes, so if there were 2 for Thorin, 2 profiles, you'd have 2.
Yeah, that's 2. Yeah, if there are 2 for Thorin,
Yeah.
spoilers. Yes, that would be 2. So total hero profiles, and we don't think there's any confusion in there, as far as we can
No.
think. 'Cause
Specific
they are
entries,
all
yeah.
discrete profiles.
Yeah.
So total heroes. How many heroes in Unexpected Journey, Death Asher Smaug, and Battle of Five Armies? Trying to
Closest
think
wins
about-
if nobody gets it.
Yeah.
Good question.
Thanks. You gonna come up with one of your own?
I am across all 3 source books. How many warrior profiles are there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I'll stay
Thought that all of myself. All by myself.
All by myself. Indeed. How many warriors?
Yeah. Clue.
Good question, Damian.
Clue.
Yeah.
No.
No clue. Just add them all up.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Strong.
Yes, I have no idea what the answer is, but the thing is, we can look it up. You can't. That's part of that's the rule. You can't look it up.
I like that.
Yes, so that's the trivia section. What should we should probably do to honour Jamie is like get the edit of him doing trivia section and just paste it in. Little meme.
Really?
Yeah.
No. That involves That involves downloading the episode edit. No.
I like poking.
Yeah. Do you know when you're doing the comment review, I never say to you, "Oh, do you know what would be good this week? Go back to episode 3 and find like the comment in the middle of it, and then bring that comment in." I never ask you to make the comment review more complicated.
Dear. You did make me do the comment review more complicated this week because my plan was, well, what did James and Jamie talk about last week?
The future of the game.
The future of the game. And my plan was just to say all of your comments are now all out of date.
Yeah.
And
So
irrelevant.
they're all irrelevant.
Not interested.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, does it?
So no comment review.
No
But then he
comment.
made me do a comment review.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Because the people would have kicked off.
they would have kicked off. So yes,
They would not have been able to bear it.
Good. Good.
I can see this becoming a regular thing.
What the
Brian,
happens?
get counting.
Very good. Yes. Oh, you don't have the correct models to hand for me to jump in and do anything else. Anyway, I thought we'd address a couple of things before we talk about the future of the game. One thing is, asked, could you let us know the significance of liking videos, sharing them, etc. Because you bang on about it all the time, and we'd like to know why. Basically, we get from YouTube a small amount of advertisement revenue, and that is bumped by multiple things like the number of comments on a video, the number of likes on a video,
How much me there is in it.
the number of views on a video, and then the number of people who click on the advert in the video. So the comment, like, share and subscribe thing is kind of trying to bump those ratings, because then we get more revenue via adverts, but it's not a significant amount. It definitely helped supplement our journey to Nova.
Bought this house. Don't tell the other guys that, they don't know. Embezzled it.
I think in terms of an hourly rate, that we probably wouldn't be able to buy a Freddo for every day's worth of work we did based on the advert money.
No, God no.
So yeah.
That's why we have to give them away free.
So that's why you should like every video so we can afford Freddos.
You see someone put on the Facebook group?
Yeah.
Someone wrote or some comment, please, because someone tell me what the significance of Freddos is.
Yeah.
It's like, yes. We knew this, we've said this much times, that at some point someone's going to like watch this show or see something, like, what the hell are they talking about Freddos for? Why are they giving away Freddos? And yeah, I had to go on there a year ago. You know, many years ago, I tried to work out how many Freddos you get instead of smell, and then we started using Freddo as the default unit of currency on the Palantir. And now look at it.
Yeah.
They're being handed out at tournaments. And it's taken off.
Has indeed. Yes, and David Whittaker also jumped in on a comment we had from 2 episodes ago, about having a sculpt for each of the GBHL hosts. He was saying that Shadow and Flame should do a GBHL upgrade kit, which contains a little metal headpiece for each of the hosts, 4 mugs of tea, and a personal bit of gear for each host. So a dinosaur, a rock, a Lego thing, and a muscular arm.
You get a rock.
It's better than James as a muscular arm.
Yeah.
Just one arm.
But he's holding.
Yeah, he has one arm. He's holding it now.
Fair enough. Whatever you're into.
Yeah. Again, before we go on to the future of the game, the news, because we're not doing the news. Tournaments, there are 2 left this year. So the 3 that are upcoming, we have Sterling.
Tomorrow, as you watch it.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah. As they watch it.
It's not next weekend.
No, it's this weekend.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm all out of sync.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
So good luck to everyone going to Sterling.
Indeed.
Guy to not go, because it was awesome
I'm not.
last year. No, because you're bigot. It was really, really good last year, so good luck to everyone's going. I think they got a really good turnout. They broke last year's record, I think.
Yeah, no, it's really
Don't
good.
go to the club they tell you to go to on Sunday. Awful. Tournament great, Saturday night great, people great, games great, Sunday night club awful. It's called something like hell or something, and just don't fall for it. They won't even go in with you. They'll push you in the door and then run off.
Was it just full of Scots? Is that the problem?
Oh, I don't know. I sat in the corner like an old man. There was no atmosphere in there. It was awful. Awful, awful, awful.
Okay.
The rest of the tournament was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And if you're there, make sure you pick up some cheating Sterling Wargamer dice.
Yeah,
Famous on the channel.
So cheaty.
So cheating.
Oh,
Cheating. The battle report with Jay Finnegan and 19 Mark F91 had some cracking Sterling Wargamer stuff in. I was disappointed in James for not putting up a count.
Yeah.
It's just lazy editing, really. Just every video should have a Sterling Wargame account.
No, you don't.
And then after that, it's the league final. So this is in Slayer Gaming in Mansfield, where we've talked about before.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, very good venue, and it should be a great event.
And isn't there's a competition for a free
There
ticket?
is indeed. If you type into YouTube "Dwellers in the Dark," Dwellers in the Dark. It is a new channel by Mr. Owen Wright and our current league leader, Mr. Dave Nolan, talking about upcoming tournaments. So it means we don't have to do the news section anymore.
So make sure you go over to that as well and subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe.
Dwellers in the Dark. Good luck to them.
Yes, this is a mini scouring of the Palantir. Not really. But yes, they have got Dan Bird, who is running the event, to appear on the video, and there's a mini competition there for you to win yourself a ticket. So get on it, especially if you're planning on getting a ticket, because you could get it for free.
That is the appeal.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a great event, and I have the prizes.
They arrived.
They are sitting in my living room looking very good, and sadly I'll have to give them away, or maybe I'll just do 3 Freddos.
I don't think I'll come
For
in
the
any
top
of them.
3.
I'm not going to steal them.
No.
Which is upsetting.
Plus the fact that you're not very good.
Well,
That's
come on now.
also. It's a
Alright,
shame because
alright,
you came
13.
third, then second, and then
and then
the sequence broke.
I really tried for half a year and I went, oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
I
Indeed.
got too obsessed with the
Too obsessed. But yes, I have the prizes, so there will be more prizes than usual, because obviously there'll be the tournament specific prizes, but then I'll be giving out the end of year prizes as well.
Prizes.
So good luck to everyone involved competing for one of those. And then we move on to next season.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of recording, we have a pretty full calendar essentially finalised for next year. I've just not released it yet. But we have essentially 20 events lined up for next year. With a good idea of when a lot of them will be. Obviously it's just a massive faff trying to get 20 events together. Without them being too close to one another and making sure it works for everyone, and because some events like the Ardacon event need a long time in advance to know when they're going to be. But yes, the first event of next year, the season opener, will be in Ripon for their first ever event, and that's being run by World Champion. And it's an interesting event because it's 1,000 points where you can have warbands of 24 and
What?
there's no spellcasters allowed.
What?
So it's kind of going to be a fun tournament in a way, in that I imagine you will see either hordes of Minas Tirith or quite a few monsters, because
Yeah,
there's less to shut them down.
yeah,
Big heroes
You'd
should be
think you'd
good.
see more big heroes.
Yeah,
But then you'd think you'd see more warriors because
you
of
can
the
do.
warband. But then maybe the whole point is
Yeah.
you take a big hero to replace the cost of
Yeah.
2 small heroes leaving your warband.
as long as someone doesn't take Legolas, Tauriel, Mirkwood Ranger Captain, and like 50 Mirkwood Rangers.
Oh, can you imagine? No one has 50 Mirkwood Rangers. I checked with the world and the most anyone has is 20.
Alright.
Prove
yeah.
me wrong, YouTube.
That should be a good event. So, and that's Ripon, for those who don't know, is somewhere in the north.
Miles north. It's past Watford.
So yeah, look into that because it's going to be a good event, and it is a 100-point event. Next year there's a slight change in the way 100-point and 80-point events are working, if anyone cares. In terms of most events have the opportunity to run a 100-point tournament, and each event only has one. So even the mighty Stockport and Titans.
You don't mean events. You mean each location.
Location, yeah. Well, not location because
Each. Yeah.
each
You don't mean each
set
event.
of
though,
TOs. Yeah. But yeah, every event. So Titans will have a 100-point event and an 80-point event. Stockport will have a 100-point event and an 80-point event.
Can you give
Towards
me
the
other
league.
examples?
I can. East Grinstead will have a 100-point event and an 80-point event.
No, I'm not getting it yet.
No. Slayer Gaming will have a 100-point event and an 80-point event.
They've all turned off. Everyone's.
So yeah, that's some news on the league, but I will at some point let you know. And the league final is going to be in Cardiff next year.
Oh, that's
So-
all games.
Yes, so the season will start in the bleak north and then finish in Wales. So there'll be some good places in between. So yeah. That is the news, but wait.
What?
There was another bit of news. We
Was
watched something earlier.
Oh, we did indeed.
Modern Family. It's
Yeah,
great.
it was great. Vegas episode.
Yeah.
Such good lols.
Mm.
As of finally, you're watching this on Friday. On Monday, the extended edition of Battle 5 Armies is coming out in the UK, which is very exciting. And we will be
But I'm in
watching
Zurich
it.
on Monday.
Yeah,
Sadly.
not helping, are you?
No.
We will be watching it on Wednesday. And so, 6 weeks, I believe, after we first said, next week's Palantir should be our Battle of 5 Armies review. Unlikely to happen.
No.
So that's what we're doing. But as a bit of a trailer for that, today, which is Monday, so it's a week before it comes out.
Not a trailer for our Palantir episode. I thought you were going to say a trailer for our Palantir episode.
Not
It's
doing
there'll be
that.
special guests.
You're going to do a trailer for the comment review for next week? Oh, there might be, yeah, next week.
Not a trailer, a teaser.
A teaser, yeah. There could be, there almost certainly will be a special guest on the Palantir next week.
Okay, I'm going to do... I've got 2 blue paints on my paint cam... What do you call it? What did you call it? Paint cam? Palette cam.
Palette cam.
Palette cam.
Yeah.
2 blue paints. This time we've got 2 guests.
Oh, okay.
Comment below who the 2 guests will be
Oh, right, I see.
for the extended edition Palantir
You
sofa
should
chat.
be able to work one of them out if you followed the Palantir.
Tifa.
Yeah. 2 human guests.
2 human guests, yes.
On next week's Palantir, potentially. Or maybe there'll be 1, or maybe there'll be none. We don't know.
Yeah.
We probably won't even do this show.
It all depends on...
Sack it off, get drunk.
Yeah.
So yes, and as a trailer for that, Warner Bros. Released a little clip. It was obviously part of the behind the scenes, dependencies. And it was about the let's keep this spoiler free, but the reimagined scene, shall we say, about the dwarf's arrival.
Yeah, so it's with Dame.
Yeah.
And it's Christian Rivers and a few others
VFX guys, Peter Jackson doing it.
talking about it. And
It's only
it's
about a
very
minute and a
cool.
half, but it's quite funny.
So to find that, go to theonering.net and
Give it a look.
yeah, I don't know where it'll be down their news thread when you
They're not
watch
posting
this.
an awful lot these days. So
But yeah,
probably
just
about
if you
4 or 5.
search for extended, it'll probably come up.
Go on. But yeah, it's good. It's worth a little watch, and I'm very excited about finally seeing it all.
Indeed.
Because I've stayed strong and not watched anything on YouTube. It's all on YouTube.
Yeah, I've
I'll
not
like,
watched it.
You know, the clips, but I was like, no, I want to watch it on a nice, shiny, pretty picture.
Indeed, that is the news. So hopefully it'll be a good episode next week. Right, back to the future of the game. Sorry to those. Back to the future of the game. Sorry to those who I'm not going to read out your comment, as in there were an awful lot of comments. People are clearly bothered about the future of the game, which
Doesn't make any
you'd
sense.
hope so. So there were a lot of comments, so if I miss you out, it's not because we don't like you, it's more just because we'd be here all week if I was going to read them all out. But Hobby Spot NZ has may tee up our discussion quite nicely, and that he said, I think that it would be awesome if GW did one last release.
Hashtag one last time.
Hashtag one last time. Wouldn't we just? But yeah, we'll get onto that.
It would be awesome if they did. I don't think they will though. It's dead.
Lots of you were talking about...
Dead in the water.
Dead in the water. Lots of you were saying would migrate towards proxies over time at events.
Nick. What?
What?
I don't agree with this.
You don't agree?
No.
Is this because you've got all your ferals and you don't want to see any of the
I find it
ferals?
interesting because I know James and Jamie are they're quite hot on proxies
Yeah.
because of all the stuff with the camera.
Yeah.
They're quite, now they're not in favour of unreleased miniatures, for example, and all that sort of stuff. But then they were very much kind of, well, we'll have to in the future. Whereas genuinely, I'm more kind of, when say it's not around in 10 years,
Yeah.
I don't think we'll need to get new people into the game because there isn't a game to get them into. I think and obviously the more people you get into it, the longer it continues.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. But I think what you want to do is just keep, you maintain the interest with the same people. And I don't want to play SBG against a bunch of Anglo-Saxons and Viking figures. And so I don't know, like...
Well, I wouldn't mind it for Dunlendings and stuff.
It depends on the model. But
Yeah.
I don't... it's a slider scale, isn't it? As soon as they come in, everything else comes in. And I don't know,
But I don't want people just doing these Morlocks and Moranonauts because I can't go Moranonauts.
Yeah.
It's like... I mean, I dislike that in tournaments in general. I think going further down the line, you should want to go to a tournament just for the love of playing. You shouldn't need to try... Well, I can't get these really effective models in the game anymore. I need to proxy them up.
Converting ferals and stuff, it's like... Don't use ferals. Like... I don't particularly get it, personally. But, yeah, so for
Says
me...
the man who brings ferals.
Yeah, but I've got them. I don't...
Yeah, but you bring them because you want him to win as opposed to they're fun.
Yeah, but I've also got them. I don't bring... Like, I haven't got, I don't know, Watches of Kana. So I can't bring a Haradrim army.
No.
I don't consider trying to find out cheaper ways to get Watchers. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think if there are still tournaments in 10 years' time, I want to go to them and see loads of armies of Lord of the Rings models.
Yeah, exactly.
That I haven't seen in about a year because there's less tournaments.
And hopefully you'd still be able to pick up these kind of guys.
Yeah.
For not too expensive, and goblins.
They'll actually probably be cheaper.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll be in about, at some point, it will go down again once the independent interest has wanes again.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't see the introduction of proxies as inevitable, personally.
I think that it depends what the proxy is, to be fair. Sliding scale and all.
TM.
But I don't. Not direct proxies. Like, I don't think you should use Lord of the Rings models for other Lord of the Rings models. Definitely not. Warlord said that he had something interesting about the licensing. He was saying about GW having the film image licensing, but he thinks that someone may pick up the literary license, which is slightly different. And you can look under the licensing at the... I never know how to pronounce it. The Salzents Enterprise website.
I think it's Saul.
Salzents. This is the chap who bought the rights to the to Tolkien estate stuff when Tolkien needed to pay a bill. Someone needed to pay a bill. Tolkien or his family did. And he got it for like 100 quid or something ridiculous. But yeah, check that out if you're interested. Warlord's put the link in the comment section of James and Jamie's Palantir, so look up episode 46 for that. Lots of people are commenting on kind of Blood Bowl and some other community things. Apparently there's Net Epic. I don't really know what it is, but it's to do with Epic Armageddon. Greenwood has told us this.
It's a bit of fan community.
Yeah, and there's a community for a game that's 20 years old now, which is pretty good. So that presumably bodes well. I don't know how big their player base was before it went extinct. Yeah, David Reed was saying about the independent scene being strong. So hopefully we can go the same way as Blood Bowl. He also said GW could potentially create a bit of goodwill and tell us when models were about to be pulled so that people can get them. Doesn't see them doing that, but they have done something.
I don't get why they wouldn't. I was thinking about it. It doesn't
makes no
make sense. If they are going to go and they put it, they'll go quicker, which is good for them.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
But then maybe it's purely a logistic thing of managing the website, of having to put an extra thing on.
And Ollie at HDL had a comment regarding...
and give my birthday message, Ollie. I'll get back to you soon if you see this before I reply.
I got to listen to it as well. Damian was that excited.
Nice to get an audio message from the continent.
Yep. I'm going to expect a birthday message now, Ollie. So yeah, he was talking about the centralisation of rules, etc. going forward. Like the Blood Bowl has now a kind of fan rule book, and I know that James and Jamie were saying, you know, it's probably going to be difficult, etc., etc. But Ollie was under the impression that something like Ardacon would be a good way for people to get together and at least discuss that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. And God of...
Everyone always says these things, like,
there
until
won't
it's
be
over, we'll have, even in the UK, we'll meet up on the Saturday night and have a chat. No one does. Everyone gets, and they have a beer and they chat about their favourite toy soldiers. And nothing productive gets done, nor should it.
Bear,
Strong bear.
God of God said, ultimately GW dropping the game opens up the SBG for the community to take the game where they want it and where they believe it should be, and who better to know where the game should be than the people that are most passionate about it, the players themselves.
That's like the end of an essay. That's like your closing remarks, isn't it?
Yeah.
The defence rests.
Like the end of Kieran's article.
Yeah. Strong ending.
Strong ending. But yeah, that raises an interesting point about something we're going to talk about.
So.
What you were giddily excited about.
We didn't have anything to talk about this week.
Oh, okay. Not excited. Okay, well, before we talk about the stuff that you're not excited about, Alwood made a comment about the future of SBG, so we can use that as a...
the magazine?
Yes, the magazine. So we can use that as a way to bring up the magazine without making it seem tenuous.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think you got away with it.
So yeah, Al asked, Damian and Tom, picking up on the discussion regarding SBG slowly fading away from the GW Store's website.
That's SBG the game?
Yes.
I mean, you need to be very careful.
Yes. And the effect this will have on SBG, the game, another game,
right.
figures, books being available. How do you think this will affect the fanzine you guys produce for free? Do you feel that you have so many ideas for future issues and the content will be enough to maintain people donating to its production that it will carry on regardless? Did you envisage that it would be that's question one. Did you envisage that it would be a success and that the demand would generate a desire from the readership for further issues to be produced? That's question two. And then question three is, are you already thinking that you will reach a certain issue number, let's say 5, and that will be it? So yeah, and then he said, I'm looking forward to the next Palantir with you guys hosting Honest. Thank you very much.
Hi, we're here.
We're here.
Those are interesting questions.
Yes.
What was the first one?
Question 1 is, do you feel that you have so many ideas for future issues and the content will be enough to maintain people donating to its production that it will carry on regardless?
This is assuming the game's dead. This is what he's saying.
Yes.
Will people keep going?
Yes.
I think yes. You want me to hold it up?
Yeah.
Tom just pointed. Here it is. I think yes. I've long thought this, that
OOP.
yeah,
Pro-painted.
it's super rare.
Super rare.
I think, I actually think it has this sort of thing that we do, the daily content on the video, is harder to maintain.
Yes.
Because if interest in that drops off, then it's hard to keep up the drive to, if people aren't commenting, like, share and subscribe, then it's hard to maintain the interest. Whereas we reckon, for the magazine, to make it worth our time, we need to shift 100. I think that's like
bare minimum.
the kind of, like, if we get rid of 100, then it's been worth it.
Yeah.
We're at
100
500
physical
total,
copies.
so it's about 250 each for them. But if we can get rid of that, so that therefore means if there's still 100 people interested in it, it's probably worth us doing it. And I think twice a year there will be enough people. There will be 100 people at least for a while. Because I think if, say, the game dies, and this might change in what we go on and talk about, say the game dies, then if anything, those people who do still like playing it are going to be more excited that twice a year we bring out
something they can read about.
That they can read about, is my thought.
The difficulty is finding people over time. People might drop off various sites. that's why we.
I mean, we need the tournaments. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when we go to tournaments, we meet people there, and there's always someone who hasn't seen it, and we have to do the announcement. I know is incredibly annoying, like, you know, because 3/4 of the people there go, oh, that's again. But then there's a quarter of the people there who haven't had it and come over and they kind of flip through it and pick it up. So yeah, you.
Yeah, I think that people. I think it's not a huge investment given it's twice a year.
Yeah.
As in one from a time commitment point of view. Like you were saying, it's nice to just dip back into one. You had, what was the magazine? Tabletop magazine.
Tabletop gaming.
Tabletop
Yeah,
gaming.
it's very good.
But yeah, that's not that frequent, but it's nice
It's
to drop
quarterly, I
in.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you said, do we have enough ideas to do issues?
Oh yes.
I can't say for sure this is how it'll pan out, but at the moment we know what's in issue 6, which is like, bear in mind 3.
You know what's in issue 6?
Yeah. We know what we want in issue 6. How to communicate this, but only with
No
my
5.
eyes.
No 5.
Yeah. And 6.
What was the extension to 6?
It's the using the thing from 4, but changing
Well, could be
it. This is
I've
great
got to work
content.
out. Oh yeah,
You know what 6
yeah,
is,
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now when 4 comes out,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
look at that and go, oh, what from this was going to be 6.
Yeah.
So if you imagine that is roughly speaking, we're talking about August, September 2017, issue 6 would come out, if we stay on track. That's kind of where we're up to.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of knowing what's in them. Issue 3, as I'm sure you're aware, is full,
Yeah.
is being worked on. Issue 4's planned out, we know what's on every single page of issue 4 already. Issue 5, there's articles being written for it. You know, we're thinking...
Yeah. Articles being written, and issue 5's where the production hasn't started yet, as in production of models and scenery.
And issue 5, there's articles being written for, and that will be coming out, hopefully, in February, March 2017. So that's the kind of insane level of advance we're working at.
But we kind of have to, and I think we've kind of... we've kind of learnt from this time that you really need to be thinking that far in advance, because if you're getting things like terrain made, it's not something that can be whipped up overnight.
No. So the ideas are, it's incredibly easy to fill it. Like, it really, that's never a
48
problem.
pages is the easiest.
We get so many requests for people who have suggestions for articles that we just can't fit in.
Yeah.
So I think we could continue to fill this fanzine as long as people want it.
And what'll probably happen is that you know, we're not always going to have something to talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
So you may not see an article from us too. It may be from other people, because lots of people have written in with good ideas, and like Damian said, we just can't have everyone in, not because we don't want them in, just because there's physically not enough space.
So yeah, I think question 1 is certainly yes.
Yes.
I think we could maintain it as.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could certainly fill it if people still want it.
Yes. Update on timing for the next one. It will maybe be now at Stockport.
It's Marchish, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're looking around Marchish for issue 3.
Yes.
Sorry.
Don't blame us.
For the 8th time, it will be worth it.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just everything. Everything just has taken longer this time,
Yes.
and it's going to be so worth it. We promise. It's going to be incredible.
It is indeed. And you have been filming, but we need to do more of a production blog.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, we haven't said that before.
No.
Yeah, we're kind of doing a behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
making of it, which obviously we can't show you.
Yes.
And we won't be able to show you when it launches, because then everyone could just watch that. So we'll probably be showing you this video at 10 years time.
Yeah.
That's question 1. Question 2, Tom?
Question 2 was: did you envisage that it would be a success, and the desire that would generate a desire for future issues, basically? We hoped it would. We didn't want to get ahead of ourselves, and I guess it was a very worrying time forking out for the first print run,
Yeah.
because that was an awful lot of money, and one anonymous person who helped us out at that stage, thank you very much for that, we really appreciated it, yeah, that very much helped us, having backing from from some of you?
We based everything, you know, like on The Apprentice, they go and do their market research. We based everything. We took a punt on about 10 nerds.
Yeah.
There were 10 people who had
Yeah,
written...
they were on that. We had that
There was a
Facebook
chat, yeah.
thread.
There was 10 people who had written something for it or in some way knew about it. We basically asked
Yeah.
everyone that knew about it, how much would you pay this if we got this? And
Would
and
you
of
donate
course,
this for a physical copy?
they hadn't seen it, so we were like just saying, let's assume it's good. Just
Yeah.
assume it's good.
Yeah.
Would you pay it? And then they went, okay, yeah, we would donate £8, £10, and we were like, all right, well, let's take a punt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You
But the numbers, getting the number to print was hard.
yeah. But and we're still doing it.
Yeah, and we've been hit by. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to say we've been hit by the what's it called? Called global recession. Print costs have gone up.
The soaring cost in printing. Yeah. Our costs have gone up for it.
Yes, sadly, but we haven't increased the cost for you, unless you're outside of Europe. But that was postage.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I don't know, hoped it would be good.
Yes.
And hoped it would allow us to do another one, which it obviously did.
Yeah.
What was the second part of it?
As in generated desire for future issues.
From other people?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's been very cool. That's been
Yeah.
lovely that people genuinely do seem to care about the next one and want to see another one.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I mean, it's still the biggest frustration about it is we don't really know how many people are reading the PDF copy.
Yeah.
So, because we only really know who has a physical copy, and as much as you might want people to give you a cheeky little donation for reading the PDF, the reality is that about
No one
8
does.
people
Yeah.
have.
Very few people do that.
Even with the incentive of a competition. So,
Absolutely.
so yes, we like that the you can get a PDF, but it is frustrating in that we don't really know how many people are reading it, and we don't know if we've missed specific people. For example, we've not sent any to Spain, but we know there are people in Spain who play SBG.
I mean, you just do the simple maths on it. We've just passed our 500th issue. That's roughly 250 issues of issue 1 and issue 2.
Mhm.
There's 1,500 people on the Hobbit. on
And
the Facebook
4,000
group.
people here.
Yeah. So, there's an awful lot of other people out there who haven't got it.
Yeah.
There's far, far more people who are seen to be active in the community or like the community that don't have it.
Yeah.
But there's enough. It's nice. I don't think we could have imagined that 500 would have gone.
No.
Not when we launched it just over a year ago.
Indeed.
That's amazing.
Do you want to say something about issue 1 at this point?
Issue 1, which some people have been asking about, and is gone, is out of stock.
It is out of stock.
We've ordered some more.
Well, I'm about to get. By the time of watching,
Yeah.
we will have ordered some more.
Indeed.
But I need to give him some money so he can give it to
Very important.
Give it to
We are
the
getting another print
printers.
rundown of issue 1.
Yeah.
A lot of them have already been spoken for, kind of like asked for in advance. So
Mhm.
some of them we're shifting. We should have them back. We should have them in about a week or 2.
Yeah.
And if you want a copy of issue 1, get in touch, or issue 2, of course. Get in touch with us.
Yes. And get in touch either in the comments below or sbgmagazine@gmail.com.
Indeed.
Cool. And the final question was: are you already thinking that you'll reach a certain issue number and that will be it?
12th.
What?
12th.
12. 111.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, given we're planning 6, I guess we'd hope to hit 6.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest thing will be life changes.
Yeah.
So the big factors will be children.
Yeah.
Looking at you first. Though, I did get asked whether I had a child
Is it?
by Emma's family at your
Becky and
birthday
Nick?
parade. Yeah.
Did you?
Nick asked me. Yeah.
If you had a kid.
I was like, no, no, this
yet.
one. He's the child.
But again, it's
I think the
similar-
other thing is, let's say we move in the country, because you
Yeah.
could end up anywhere like Nottingham, and I could end up, in the north again.
Yeah. Nottingham.
Nottingham. But yeah, let's say we move and we're not close together. I don't think that it will definitely impact this. This will not happen, but it will.
Yeah.
It will. It might not impact the magazine so much because the Skype, which is fine for 2 people, and we found last time that I could kind of use my work system of sharing screens
Yeah.
And that worked pretty well for working together. So we could work remotely pretty well. But it still helps having days together.
I think hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not trying to be cool about this, but fingers crossed in the next couple of years, there may be a mini O'Byrne along somewhere, fingers crossed.
Terrifying thought.
I know, right?
Mutant child.
It's terrifying for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine for me. And in that, as soon as that happens, the likelihood is very good that Tom and I will not be spending an evening a week together recording this show. But it will also eat into a lot of the time spent on the magazine. But I think what will happen is the magazine will still happen, but less regularly. I think we might slip to like one a year or something.
Maybe.
Because I don't think it has the same impact.
No, and again, a lot of it's to do with contributors as well, rather than necessarily us.
Maybe you'll end up doing more of it.
In what way? Like, you give me InDesign?
I suppose, yeah.
To be fair, I probably could get InDesign. I think Lily's dad had all the Adobe software.
But
So
it might
I
be that
probably
sort of
do
thing.
that stuff.
But then you've got awful taste, so I don't think I could ever really
I have
handle
cracking
it.
taste.
I'm
very good at... I think I'm good at... What do you call it? Tweaking.
Pipping.
Tweaking your suggestion.
Move that a fraction of a millimetre up, Tom, I can't. That fraction doesn't exist.
They would have destroyed the magazine if it hadn't been that extra millimetre.
Yeah, I think that it'll obviously have an impact, like those sorts of things. And if either of us change jobs, you don't know how much free time you're going to have with that, and that might mean extra commuting, which might, there's all these sorts of things. We don't have an issue, but we are.
The plan is for us to do. I mean, I think it's a nice, as much as it's stressful in the run up to release, it's quite a fun thing to do otherwise.
Yeah, it's a nice project to have. I'm very happy with it.
And yeah, I would say that you could. I mean, in terms of things to do with a young child, sitting on doing a quick magazine layout is probably quite a nice thing to do whilst they're kind of half
put them in a
asleep.
drawer or something.
But yeah,
I'd like to get to 10.
you want the collection, right?
Yeah.
So we can do an SBG binder.
Yeah, we're going to do a binder with like little white things.
Yeah.
But to get to 10, we are talking about 4 years' time, and who the hell knows what any of us will be doing.
Indeed. So we should probably talk about the actual topic.
Yeah,
given that we've gone on for about an hour.
Yeah. But we haven't been around for a while, so
No.
hopefully you're enjoying your bum pressure.
Yes, indeed.
Anything to talk about?
No. Nothing. Cool. Well,
this
that
week.
concludes this week's episode of the Palantir.
Well, I'm actually, thank God, the news
The news.
didn't come. Well, we didn't do the show last week. 'cause
Yeah, because the news.
we
was at the
record on
wrong
a
time.
Tuesday, and that
Yeah.
comes out on a Friday, and everyone
Yeah.
will talk about that. And
It's
we'll be
actually
sitting on
Monday
YouTube
this
like
week.
gophers.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, James did a mini vid on this on the Friday, which was pretty good given that we didn't film the Palantir, so thank you for covering our backs on that day. But yes, it was the topic of GW's new insanity.
Where do you start? Where do you start?
I mean, from a rumour on a really what looked like a very shoddy email to something that's completely fully fledged and on the website.
So the shoddy email was made by a manager.
Yeah.
So they,
Not truly shoddy, but
No.
you would expect.
people pulled it apart. As well.
Yeah.
I love the passion on the internet.
Yeah.
They
spell Armageddon
They spell Armageddon wrong, which would never ever happen.
Trivia question. For
Is it
it's
gonna be
not a
hard to
trivia
spell
question.
Armageddon?
No, it's not. Oh, I should do. Yeah, trivia question. No, we have an office in our room in my workplace called Armageddon. Not office, a meeting room. All the meeting rooms are named after something catastrophe related.
That's not a question.
It's not a question, no. I changed halfway through to not be a question because I was like, I can't make a question out of this.
Okay, thanks for
But
that.
yeah, we have Armageddon, Apocalypse, another that could be GW related. Here's a trivia question for you. What does bleve mean?
Bleve.
Yeah.
Can you use it in a sentence?
It was a disastrous bleve.
Is it when you sneeze and you fart at the same time?
don't know what the word for that is.
No.
It's essentially like a fireball,
Oh.
but it stands for something stupid like boiling liquid.
Lava everywhere. Very extreme.
Boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. I think basically if a chemical truck or something goes off, that would be a blebe.
Cool.
Anyway. Yes, anyway, sorry.
No.
We digressed.
You
I
digressed. I was fine.
I regressed.
Yeah, so it's an official announcement that
Yes.
then some manager made
Yes.
a
In
flyer
Australia.
in Australia,
Yes.
which supposedly I've since chatted to a manager and they weren't meant to do that. They were obviously sent the stuff and meant to hang on to it. But then
Because GW like their confidentiality.
they do they're big on that, and they then announced it via the Warhammer app that there was going to be a new specialist game studio
Yes,
that
it is.
specifically said to continue some games such as Blood Bowl, Mordheim. I'm not sure if I mentioned Mordheim actually. Battlefield Gothic and Necromunda. I think it was
Yeah.
Blood Bowl, Necromunda, and Battlefield Gothic. I
Yeah.
actually can't
And
find
Epic,
mention.
wasn't it?
Maybe Epic. Yeah. No mention of Lord of the Rings
No.
on that official announcement.
But
Thomas.
on the GW website, under their HR department, you can find job postings for Middle Earth product manager, based in Nottingham, and one other Middle Earth,
Middle Earth writer
writer
and Middle Earth model designer.
and Middle Earth model designer.
What the hell?
My word!
What's that about? I literally I'm baffled.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me at all.
My thought on it is that
Because we haven't talked about it.
no, we haven't.
We very deliberately saved it for this. This is live discussion.
So they are hiring 3 people to keep the Middle Earth part going.
Yep.
But then, given how sales went for the actual models, you would anticipate that the plan is to do something a little different.
yes.
What I expect them to be doing is they've looked at a model like a model as in a model of a company like Fantasy Flight, and have seen how successful they are at still doing Lord of the Rings stuff. So things like the Lord of the Rings card game did very, very well. And in general, they bring out Lord of the Rings game every so often in a there's a core set,
Yeah.
and then if it does well, they'll do expansions for it. If it doesn't, they'll move on and do another project.
Okay.
So Middle Earth Quest was a big board game, but there was never any expansion. So it obviously did okay, but not well enough to get expansions. Whereas the Lord of the Rings card game did so well that it's kicked on and has more and more and more expansions. So I imagine that they would do a similar thing to that, and do more board game style things, because they have done, GW have done, what's it called, the one that James has, Space Hulk.
Okay.
I imagine it would be things like that
More
rather
dreadfully.
than rather than now releasing Dane and
Yeah.
dwarves.
Yeah.
Though you may get that, I doubt it,
Yeah, because this is
but
what
that could be a
There's-
kick-off for the studio.
there seems to be. The Perrys were interviewed at Crisis, weren't they? And they said
Yes.
they did sculpt Iron Hills dwarfs.
Yeah.
So now, because of these things falling in line, everyone's now thinking we're going to get
Mm.
Iron Hills dwarfs. And personally, I think I'm a little more pessimistic, maybe,
Mhm.
or cautiously
Yeah.
pessimistic than a lot of people, because I still don't think you'll get them. I think if they would have come out,
They would have.
they would have come out last
But
year.
they might do it as a way to kick off the studio, because then it could be to get you into it. If you see what I mean, the people who they've hired who may not know it, it's like, we already have the sculpts for this. Can you market this?
Yeah, but if that happens, and we can kind of come on to this,
Yeah.
I don't think that'll happen for at least a year.
No. Because you've got to get the person in.
Yeah.
They've got a 3-month notice period probably, or maybe not.
They-
but then it takes a while to get the team together and get going.
That's what makes this whole thing so surprising from a GW point of view, that they
Done it now, not
yeah,
earlier.
they've announced a strategy. They've
Mhm.
publicly
Yeah.
announced a strategy to, not even via the financial reports or anything,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the fan base, which they haven't. I can't think of them doing. They say, right, we're bringing out Finecast next month. There's Finecast.
Yeah.
That's how GW have worked for the
Yeah.
last 10 years.
Yeah.
And doing this is, saying, yeah, we're going to have the studio to bring these things back. And everyone goes, oh, that's brilliant. Right, so now we're going to hire people.
I guess the difficulty is that
to keep it quiet would be hard to then hire if they were trying to hire externally as opposed to internally.
But before, they've always, all their positions before have been
Generic names.
games developer.
But
Generic games developer.
Yeah, but if they need specific, you will be specifically looking at Middle Earth, then they'd need to put that in the title, or at least in the job description.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they've done it for the specialist studio, because this is what's interesting as well, that there are two sets of jobs. And this is why we mentioned that the Middle Earth isn't mentioned in the specialist studio. There is a specialist games product manager,
So that would,
a specialist games writer, and a specialist games model
and
designer,
then the Middle Earth one as well.
all being advertised.
But then,
and they mention, those three mention Battlefleet, Gothic,
Yeah,
yada yada yada, whatever.
but then that almost gives them the same weight. Like if you're getting two people in, I mean maybe one would be paid more than the other. You never know, but. You know, as if there's the same amount of work, because the full person's work is specialist games and the full person's work is Middle Earth. So that would
Specialist
suggest
brands
50-50.
product manager. Old favourites such as Blood Bowl, Battlefleet Gothic, and Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah.
And then separate to that, and then there's dual roles for all of them. Middle Earth product manager, which is to design and develop our exciting range of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit products, including models and books.
Books, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome. My favourite bit about the job adverts is the fact that it says, for a job advert, it might be an idea to send us a CV.
Could be handy. But then it speaks volumes that that's
Exactly.
their mentality.
Yeah.
Their mentality's always been send us a letter.
Yeah.
Um,
Does it give a phone number? Can you just call them?
it's got an email address.
So you
So
can't just call them and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want more information, you have to email them. But forget the Middle Earth bit. The specialist game studios out there, they had the specialist games tab until I could be getting this wrong now. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I can't remember when it was, and they had a fairly well stocked range of all of them. When they were all still in metal, Mordheim and Warmaster.
Yeah.
And suddenly, word got out that they were going, and of course that made it pretty wild. And within the course of about a month, like the stock, just everything went out of stock because everyone was buying everything up, and then the tab vanished.
Yeah.
And then they've always publicly said, these games they don't sell enough.
No.
You know they don't. You know you buy your warband and then no one buys anymore, so it's not worth the resources. They've said publicly. Again, in the financial reports and stuff, Lord of the Rings is I think they said a millstone around the financial millstone around around the necks that they want to get rid of. That it makes 1% of the product line. It makes less than the paint range.
Yeah, that was in one report. Yeah.
And then to hire.
But you'd expect the paint range to make a reasonable amount of money. No offence. To the paint range.
Taken.
To the paint range, like.
I suppose, yeah.
Like it's not as if it's saying.
Yeah, because every single modeler needs it. Doesn't
Yeah, like that covers a lot, and they charge a lot for their paints.
Yeah. But then to then hire 6 people.
Yeah. So they're going to pay a reasonable amount. You know, that costs a lot to pay 6 people. But I don't know. On the Middle Earth front, maybe they've managed. I'm not going to get into pretending that I know anything about the licenses, but maybe they've been able to renegotiate a deal that means that they can keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the one from the financial report said 2017, I think, was where they had it to.
Yeah.
Few important things about those Middle Earth things, because we'll focus on them, I think. Doesn't say Lord of the Rings, doesn't say Hobbit.
No.
It says Middle Earth. So an awful lot of people have made a lot of that, saying, oh, it's going to be rebranded into Middle Earth strategy battle game. Which I'm not saying it can't be, but
Silmarillion strategy battle game.
I don't think it necessarily means that.
No.
There's also no mention whatsoever of strategy battle game.
No.
Again, not to upset anyone, but we're trying to spark a
I
discussion.
honestly think it'll be something different, like the Fantasy Flight things. I don't think it'll be a continuation, because otherwise it would just be a continuation. They don't need to hire anyone to do what they're doing now. They can do that themselves.
Yeah. It's because their original license, and they included the whole stipulation that they had to make 2 games, which is why they made the Battle of the 5 Armies Warmaster game.
Yeah.
And that, on the front cover, it says, in a kind of fancy font, Great Battles of Middle Earth, the Battle of the 5 Armies. And that was, I think, clearly done as, if this sells, we'll do a Helm's Deep,
Yeah.
we'll do a Siege of Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
And that was an idea to put something out
Mhm.
there. And it says develop our range of Middle-earth models and books. Now, I'm not entirely sure that what we'll see will be strategy battle game.
Yeah, you think it might be things like the War Master?
That could be anything.
Yeah, but like I think like
The betrayal, is it the Betrayal of Calth, or whatever it's called, the new 30k one? That's an interesting model in that that's full of 40k scale models that could be used in 40k or 30k,
Mhm.
but the game's entirely different. The game's all based on tiles. So it's like a board game. It's like Space Hulk, essentially. It's a board game with models that can be
Oh,
used in
didn't
40k.
someone have an idea? Maybe they were holding back the Battle of the Five Armies, Dane and Nine Hills and stuff, to try to do a Battle of the Five Armies game that had those models in.
maybe, yeah. So you could get a box set that included models for strategy battle game, but maybe was hex based or had completely different rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
But you'd have to think that you can't see anything
No.
for a year, surely.
But the best way to find out is to email the job contact. So you're interested in the job. I would like to know what this job will entail.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Yeah.
what will it entail?
How-
Thank you
how
very
long-
much for your time.
How long will I
I'm
be
not
working?
interested.
How long will I be working on this project?
Yeah. What specifically do you have in mind? So yeah, will we be expanding the current range? You could ask all these questions if you get on the phone with them.
Yeah. But it's very. I mean, it's good. It shows that they're still interested in me. Like, there's also a lot of
It
talk
might give us a
around-
reason to still go into GW shop.
This is good. The designer, it specifically says Forge World as well. One of them, I think it's the designer, said you'll be working within a design studio.
Oh yeah, with
brackets
multiple.
Forge
Yeah,
World.
it says with multiple people.
So
I think also, yeah.
I think the implication is that it's going to be a Forge. Whatever they make will be made by Forge World.
So would that presumably be all resin?
Yeah, and less, like
Yeah.
smaller range, I
Yeah,
suppose.
bespoke.
Yeah,
Um,
which is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. I think.
maybe Smaug did well. What else can we do? Balrog.
But again, did Smaug do well?
Well, I don't think they made enough of him.
But it's now on sale again, isn't it? It's not sold
No,
out.
no.
And wasn't it was 500 to begin with or 200 to begin with? It was 500 and 200. I think they did 500 and then they
Yeah.
did 200.
Yeah.
No, maybe. So they've sold 1,000. Now that is obviously very good for a
Yeah.
£295 model,
Yeah.
but it's not a lot of units.
No.
You know, yeah, I've heard people saying like, I don't want this to sound negative, but you know, I've heard people saying like, oh, it's amazing what the community's made them do, and they've all realised this, and it's like,
not.
I severely doubt that, because
There's
we're not
enough of
that
us,
big.
No.
Yeah, we're like, you know, Redestination Stockport was amazing
Mhm.
that we got 70 people there.
But they
But
ignored.
70 people's nothing.
We got 80 people at the last
Down
GW
Scars,
event,
yeah.
and they didn't do anything after that.
Like relatively, it's not a lot for them, and also you know these sort of decisions. This was not made after the Redestination Stockport. You know,
No.
these sort of decisions were made a hell of a long time ago.
And by people who don't watch this YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
So there's not. I mean, it's good. It's awesome that we've got this great
Yeah.
community that seems to be growing and growing and growing, and more people going to tournaments, and more people watching YouTube channels, and more people making YouTube channels. But that hasn't influenced their decision to do this at all.
No.
Personally.
So yeah, but one thing building off people's comments about the players, blah blah blah, the community, what the community can do is get someone into these jobs.
Yeah.
As in, one of you guys does this job.
At least 2 of you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah. And I think from my point of view, certainly, it would be an amazing job if I won the lottery and didn't care about anything and happily uproot to Nottingham, etc., etc. But the sad reality is, I have a mortgage and I don't want to move to Nottingham. Because I'd be near people like J. Clare.
God, you are a bigot.
Yeah. No.
Your bigotry is moving south.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It could well be that there's like a games designer working at Games Workshop who wants it, who's being groomed. You know, there's a couple of I don't want to start chucking names around. There's a couple of people there that are clearly heavily interested in Lord of the Rings that might be interested in it, who have probably got a shoe in. But then equally, I can think of a lot of I don't know, a decent handful of people in this community that I think could do a good job and suddenly make that jump, which would be interesting.
What I could do is release a box game called Middle Earth Geology. Think how well that'd sell.
It would rock. And that could be interesting, but then you'll inevitably lose whoever it is because they won't be allowed to talk about any of it.
Yeah. They'll go over to the dark side.
Yeah. But it's fascinating that they've done this. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting.
Indeed.
But I don't think we'll see any releases from Middle Earth for a year, personally. No. And then I have no idea what we'll see. But I would be greatly surprised if it's a Middle Earth strategy battle game. Because books don't sell. Books don't sell. Models sell. They sell models. So I don't think it'll be a kind of rules thing. I think it'll be I think all of these things will be shiny boxes.
That is one thing that has baffled me about Games Workshop as a company, selling rules books. I just don't get it. Why, like having the Hobbit rulebook at whatever it was, 50 quid is just an idiot idea, in my opinion. Just put the rulebook with, like every other board game in the world puts their rulebook up as a PDF online. The rulebook is a PDF, and the rulebook is part of the box that you get at the start. Okay, fine, but why have this stupid thing that they have where they sell rulebooks?
But they're nicer products. I like having that. All my rulebooks for board games.
Yeah, but so
are
expensive.
In the box.
50 quid for a book.
Yeah, I'm not
go into
saying
a bookshop, like the Chronicles books. How much are they?
About 20 quid.
How good are those books?
7.
How good are they?
7.
7.
Yeah.
All right. But do you see what I
They're
mean?
very good.
Like,
The Hobbit rulebook is a fantastic book. I'm not saying
it's
I'm not
not
saying
worth 50
No,
quid,
it's
though.
not worth 50 quid. But I like having a bookshelf of
I do.
nice books that GW and GW have always historically produced those.
I do.
With the army books.
But they could easily they could easily do a better way of doing it. Like, if you buy X number of models, we will chuck in a rulebook.
I think you should get the. I agree with you. I think a lot of companies do this. The rules are free, but you can then buy the rulebook if you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very good model, because then you tend to get the rulebook
because you want to support them.
because you want to support them, right? Which I think is a nice model.
It's the goodwill thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so who the hell knows? It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Indeed.
They'll be doing something, but I reckon there'll be a Blood Bowl box.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there'll be a load of teams, and there'll be a Necromunda box, and maybe somewhere along the lines there'll be a Lord of the Rings box, and logic would say probably the models will be the same scale as strategy battle game models.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to think what they'd do as a Lord of the Rings box, in that they covered the Lord of the Rings very well. Like, what could they do?
Yeah, but bear in mind they covered it very well 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They might well have new models in it.
That it would be something along the lines of Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
They'd pick something iconic that's cool and people are...
Yeah, and you buy the Helm's Deep box.
Yeah.
And it's like the Betrayal of Calith thing. You have the X number of each model or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so it's very interesting. But I don't think anything's coming back. Some people saying that out of production models and stuff. I wouldn't imagine anything will come back that's gone.
No, but it will be interesting, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a better move than no move.
Yeah. Some Middle Earth stuff's better than anything. It's
Yes.
good to know that they're injured. I'm also excited from the old part of me. Might well pick up Blood Bowl or pick up Mordheim if they release that.
Because you've got loads of time to paint them.
Yeah, they don't take a lot of models.
Dead Man's Hand doesn't have a lot of models, does it?
Touche.
Should we play that after this?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
what
all
we
in
do?
Tring.
Right.
The buildings are all in Tring.
Was that a year ago or 2 years ago?
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
1 year ago at Christmas.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
No. See you this time next year.
We should be playing that this Christmas.
Mm.
Are you doing a Christmas fun day?
Maybe. Let's not talk about it here, though.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, but you're not invited. But yeah, I think some of those one-offs would be cool to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But of all of it, the most interesting thing to me is that the Middle-earth thing essentially has nothing to do with the Specialist Game Studio. By all the Specialist Game Studio
Yeah.
announcement
On the app
made
was
made no mention of Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, and there is people been hired for that, and then separate to that, there are 3 Middle-earth jobs.
You'd imagine that they'd report into the same person from a
Yeah.
structure point of view, but yeah. As in they would coordinate releases across the two
Again,
groups.
that who knows? That could be legal. That could be the licensing agreement. That the
Probably.
person who has to work with the Middle Earth stuff has to be
Maybe.
somewhere separate.
Maybe.
Who the crikey knows?
But maybe in White Dwarf, if you're very, very lucky, they might go back to the good old days and have a Middle Earth section. Yeah, well, wishful thinking.
We'll be out of a business. We'll be out of a job.
Out of the job that
Don't you mean extinct?
gives us about 2p per hour.
Yeah, strong. Good job. What we would love, really love, because I think this discussion might run for a while, but we would love to hear what you think. So
Yes.
let us know below.
Limit your comments to less than 1,000 words because I'm not interested anymore.
Succinct comments.
You
Was
know,
it kiss?
bullet pointless.
Keep it short and sweet.
Bullet pointless.
Are you applying for the jobs?
Yeah.
If you're willing to divulge.
You could create a new YouTube account to say I'm applying but I'm anonymous.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get strategy battle game stuff? If not, what do you think we get? There's some jumping off topics.
And I guess you could also say what would be the dream thing that came up from this.
It's Middle Earth
you.
strategy battle game. Everyone
Yeah.
will say that. Everyone will say that. That's what you want. You want the rule book,
Yeah.
and then there's an armies of good book
Yeah.
and an armies of evil book.
Yeah.
That's easy. I'll just smash that.
You smash that.
Product manager, hello,
And
and then no one will buy it. And
Yeah.
I'll get fired.
they ban things like Watches of Karna.
Yeah.
They're just not in the book.
Could sort them right out.
Ferals.
Could sort it out so good.
It's gone.
Sort it out so good.
And then the only bad thing will be that there's no points. Because you can all have a fun game together.
You have a social contract. Be great. That'd be imagine that. Imagine how much fun that'd be for everyone. The next version of Lord of the Rings just takes the points out of it. It'll be alright.
So
We all know what
I'll work them out.
Yeah, it'd be great. So yeah, there you go. Let us know what you think. We are back. We have given you an hour and a half bumper edition
Yes.
to apologise for our lost time.
But we're not going to talk about your comments next week because that's all going to be us talking about the
Extended
extended.
edition, yeah, probably.
So there'll be a gap where we ignore you. Then we'll have a horrific week where we have to talk about this again and the extended review.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
going
then
to be
slowly we'll lose the will to live. This is episode 47.
Yes.
And then
So-
come
oh
in
yeah.
at some point.
And that's brilliant because 48 will be an extended review. Ignore last week's comments for the most part. On this, we'll ignore, but we'll talk about trivia and stuff.
Yep.
Episode 49 will be us then having to comment review the 2 episodes and not really having a topic because we're just talking about the other 2 more.
Yep.
And then that means that we have no topic to talk about again for 50, and 50 is a standalone
50th
review.
episode extravaganza.
Yeah, where we
And Christmas special, potentially.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Maybe we
amazing.
can dig out the video of us putting up a tree and wheel that out again.
Who knows? I might even get a new tree this year. Here it is, the tradition. There you go. There's an hour and a half of solid wittering from us, at
Yeah.
least. we are back. We hope you enjoyed this. Please let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. And congratulate Damian on being 33.
Hello. Thank you. Sucks right now. It's the longest time till my birthday. As ever, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Support your. Are we doing this now?
Support us in the endeavours that we do.
All of us.
All of us.
All of us.
Follow us on Facebook and like us on Twitter, but the other way around.
Yeah. Support your hobby.
And happy strategy ball game.
That'll do.
Boom.